So I have a client, he's 65. He inherited some money, about $275,000. You say, okay, scratch the record, Colin. I don't have $275,000. That's okay. Maybe you have what you have, or there's money you can set aside each month. He had no existing chronic illness protection, and it was really too late. It was too expensive to buy traditional policy. But in this case, this is what we did for him. Hey folks, this is Colin Richards, president and founder of Lord & Richards, and I am once again thrilled to be with you on this segment of the Lord & Richards Show. And we're in a little three-part series on the challenges of healthcare, the challenges specifically of chronic healthcare, which is not paid for by your normal insurance. And this is part of a larger series on our Lord & Richards roadmap process. This is the process we're doing every single day with clients just like you who are concerned that events out of your control are going to mess up your retirement. And so what we do is our team of advisors surrounds you, learns about your goals, values, your dreams, what's important to you, and then we help you develop a plan, a written plan to retire financially independent. That means never having to go back to work and only working because you love it. Well, one of the biggest challenges, the number one cause of bankruptcy in retirement is chronic illness. That's illness that extends beyond 90 days that requires continued care, or what's also called long-term care. And the problem is that your Medicare won't cover that except for the first 90 days. Medicaid won't step in until you're poor. And so you have a gap period where the only option you might have typically is to just go out and buy an expensive long-term care policy. Well, in this segment, I'm actually going to get into some solutions that are going to help you. In our last segment, we talked a little bit about why it's not always the best idea to self-insure. First of all, costs are just going up at an extreme rate of over 6% annually. Today, typically around $120,000 to $130,000 a year for skilled nursing, about half that if you can stay at home. A huge budget item that most people are not prepared for. Well, if I go out and price long-term care policies in my 60s, I'm going to get sticker shock. Say, Colin, are there alternatives? Yeah, you could fund it out of your own assets, but we call that dollar cost ravaging because you might have to fund out of your assets when the markets are down. Well, the first thing Lord & Richards is going to do is we're going to step in with what we call the Lord & Richards safety percentage. That means we're going to make a promise to you that as we develop your roadmap, and working together with you, you provide us with a downside limit expressed as a percentage. Maybe some people would say, I wouldn't want to lose more than 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever it is. We're going to protect that, and we're going to invest to help keep you above that downside limit, even in terrible markets, which we're going to backtest to make sure. But let's say there's a problem and somehow you breach that. Lord & Richards isn't even going to charge you our typical management fees until we get that back up, or 12 months, whichever comes first. That's a pledge you're not going to hear anywhere else. But the key, first of all, is to not put your money where you're going to lose it, right? That's the first step. The second thing is we're going to come alongside with solutions specifically designed to not throw money down the toilet, use it or lose it, on policies that are expensive and that only work if you get sick. And so we're going to use alternative long-term care strategies. You say, give me an example, Colin. Okay, so I have a client, he's 65, and we put in place this exact solution. You're going to hear some specific numbers. He inherited some money, about $275,000. You say, okay, scratch the record, Colin. I don't have $275,000. That's okay. Maybe you have what you have, or there's money you can set aside each month. But in this case, this is what we did for him. And he got this because his parents passed away and they left him the proceeds of their home. So not something uncommon. Well, he didn't need it for income. We already had a written income plan as part of his roadmap with Lord & Richards. He had no existing chronic illness protection, and it was really too late. It was too expensive to buy traditional policy. You say, what did you do, Colin? Well, we put that money into a special place. Actually, it was life insurance. You say, oh, wait, I hate life insurance. Well, wait a minute. This isn't about a death benefit. This is what we call a living benefit. First of all, we put that $275,000 into this special kind of life policy. And by year 3, he could take all that money back out if he needed to, if he had some other need that came up in his life that was more important. But as long as he left it there, get this, If he died, he left $922,000 tax-free to his spouse or family. Wow, that's called a death benefit. But wait a minute. If he got chronically ill, his family could take that death benefit and turn it into a living benefit and cover the cost of chronic illness tax-free. What do you think? Turning $275,000 into $922,000 of tax-free money you can use to pay for your health care? Wow, that's incredible. And we've done this for so many people. This might not be the solution for you, but the reason I specifically mention it is because it has been a solution, and we have many others where that came from. This is something that we need to consider. Do you have a written healthcare plan to make sure you're not bankrupted by chronic illness in retirement? If not, here's the first step. I want you to pick up the phone and call us, and I want you to talk to myself or one of the wonderful members of my team who are helping people just like you every single day to solve this and other problems so you can retire without worry. That's what it's all about, right? Check us out. Lord & Richards were A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. We're 5-star Google reviews. We are a company that is immersed in our community, and we're ready to help you. But it's going to have to start with the first step of a financial independence roadmap. We would love to do that for you. It costs you nothing. And the next step simply starts with a phone call.